hustle hard on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Yeah. The beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
Y'all already know what time it is, huh? Playing skills, you did, huh? Playing skills. Ice on the wrist, car on the wrist, all on the wrist, watch out flip, watch out whip, I'm in the whip,
Coach, it's dreary and miserable throughout much of the Midwest, but we've got football to perk up our spirits. That's the good news. At Paul Brown Stadium, that's where we're at here in Cincinnati. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Cincinnati. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Check 26, check 26.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And an early how do you do right there as they're going to bury him in the backfield. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Second and 12 at the 23-yard line.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on second and 12. Now a handoff looking right. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Looking to throw. Tate. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Got it. 20, Mike, 20. Let's go. Come on. Go.
Now they try the right side here. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
To throw on second down. Tate got a man open. It's Ross. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 30. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 30-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. Shavarius Ward in on the tackle.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's a 2nd and 7. Got his man. It's Eifert. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. Operating from the gun, Tate. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason, to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time, because let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Well, the first play in the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now here's Mahomes. He'll run it. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. On 4th down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around, 1st and 10. Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. Pierre Desir in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Now this time he'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Pierre Desir able to get a hand in and make that play.
Well, Brandon, all receivers are trying to make sure that the defender thinks they're going to the middle of the field when they're running the out cut. On that play, didn't get it done very well because that one was batted down.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
That'll be a 48-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession. See if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. On second down, it's Williams. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Getting the sack, the big D tackle, Geno Atkins. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Taken in at the 11. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 3-0 after one on EA Sports.
Three down.
Looking to throw on second down. Tate. And the catch good. It's Eifert. And out across midfield down to the 45. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here. Over 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Tate going for the deep ball. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great play there. 45 yards. And the hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
On second down now, it's Williams. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40.
Let's go! At their own 39-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him, because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
You got nothing. Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, 61 yards. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Well, a lot of things have to go right for an option pitch to be successful. Everything lined up there on the long run.
It does, because you have to make the proper read. Doesn't matter what guy you've decided is going to be read on the defensive front. You still have to execute it. If he comes to the quarterback, you saw there, pitch it out to the running back, and off he goes. A lot of teams don't like to run the option because they don't like having their quarterback hit.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but don't let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Geno Atkins picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
SOS, SOS, SOS. Watch the safety creep. Kill, kill, kill. Turn it up. Kill, kill. Hey, 43, 43, 15. Bravo. Quit talking about it and bring it.
Mahomes going to throw. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, but now it'll be 3rd down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Forced out to his left. And a diving grab. I think he got that. Yes. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Well, partner, when you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook and a great grab on the other end. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 37-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. They'll run it now out of the gun. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Watch the pass.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Back to throw. Tate. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Darryl Worley. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? No. Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. William Jackson with a pick. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
We got 3 down. 3 down. Check 13. Check 13.
He gives it up. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
Check 99. Slam. Back up.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he may have given those 6 yards right back as they're going to get to him well behind the line. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Tight end's right. Tight end's right. 3 down, 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down, 3 down. Wahoo.
From the gun, Tate. Open man is Ross, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Going to give this time to the tailback. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. It was P.J. Williams that time on the tackle.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. To throw on third down. Tate. That's going to be caught by Ross for a Bengal touchdown. John Ross, as the first half is winding down. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
57, Mike. 6. Let's go, B. Big series right here. We got to step it up. 57, Mike, 57. Hey, 43. Hey, switch gears, switch gears.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage. 17 on the play.
43, 43. 57.
On first down, Mahomes. Flush to his right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A Bengal first down on a 16-yard pickup there.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Ready. Watch the screens. It's a 6. Pull it.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
On 3rd down, Tate. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Mississippi State man, Chris Jones, with a sack there. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing now is Mahomes. This goes to Barber, the running back. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Robinson's got it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards on the play.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Mahomes now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Now Mahomes. It's complete to Williams. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Here's Mahomes to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. William Jackson with a pick. And he returns it up just shy of the 20 to the 19-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
On first down, Tate. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
Like how they've started the third quarter here. They forced a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
He's crashing. He's checking crack.
Looking to throw. Tate being chased out left. And he's going to keep it here. He's got room to run past the 20. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Excellent work that time to get free, and for his exploits, he's going to be left with just a 3rd and 3.
Ready. We'll go 25 to Mike. Let's go, defense. 6-3.
From the gun on third down, Tate. And Eifert has it. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. The big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready? Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Okay. Hey, let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball right here. Squeeze. Check 4. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun, Tate. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Darryl Worley. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. Mahomes now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Throwing on 2nd and long. Mahomes. And going deep for Hill. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. William Jackson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Now, that turnover might just about do it here. Fourth quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
To throw on second down, Tate. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off near the 32. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Again, it's Williams. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. To throw, it's Mahomes. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Chiefs use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
Yellow. 52's the mic right here over there, right? 52's the mic. All day. Yellow. Every day. Any day. Check. Lucky. Yellow. Echo.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Completes it to Hardman. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
Easy. He's coming. Double up. Attack. He's coming. Double up.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Nicole Hardman, the intended target, and it's 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Hey, Riblet. Delta.
Mahomes will try again on 2nd down. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill that time, and it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
52's the mic, boys. 52.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Flushed out right. And now here is another interception. picked off by Darquez Denard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. Option goes for 6. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Bullock good on the extra point, and they open the lead up now to 25. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Looking to throw again on second down. Mahomes, he finds Robinson. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Demarcus Robinson, 71 yards. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. But that was well executed.
Dancing to his left. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be snuffed out. The Bengals recover. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now a handoff here to his running back. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point up and good by Bullock. And the lead is now 24. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Carl Lawson able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. He's going to let it fly. And this is going to be incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Alert, alert. 3 down, 3 down.
And to give this time to the tailback. Darryl Worley up to make the tackle.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for the Bengals, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.